Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. And for all those VVR fans, welcome back, as I haven't got a chance to speak to you in a little bit over a month. Last race for Virtual Velocity Racing was back on June 5th, as that was at the Texas Motor Speedway. But we are here at the Iowa Speedway here tonight. A little, I guess we can consider this a short track, and I know it's, if it's anywhere close to a mile, I mean, this one is 0.88 miles. Even the 1 milers, my co-commentator here, Jimmy, likes to say even the short 1 milers are short track. So this is definitely a short track to him here tonight. But little more than 3/4 of a mile, so a little bit bigger than Richmond, and it definitely drives a little bit differently as well. And it also has gotten a bit of a refresh from Iracing, and maybe not necessarily in a good way. I got out there tonight and just got a little bit of practice in, and man, I'll be damned if I didn't think I was at Rockingham. It is just a little bit bumpy out there, a little more bumpy than I remember Iowa being, but it should be a fun one out here, as looks like we got about 20 cars ready to take to the track here tonight. Just yeah, looks like 19 right now. But before we do that, bring in my co-commentator here in the booth, Corey Landmark, joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, we are back here on Thursday nights for the Virtual Velocity Racing.
Yeah, finally my week is full Sunday through Thursday. So definitly busy here at CRN.
Everything feels right. Everything feels right again.
It feels like we're getting back to normal here for a little bit until the end of these seasons start creeping up. And we're a good way through the VVR here. We're on, this is week number 14 here at Iowa, and they go all the way to 22. So I still have a good amount of races here left with these great group of drivers. Qualifying is complete here for Iowa, and we do have 17 drivers with times in, and I guess I can run down those quick before I turn it back over to Carl. But here's your qualifying for tonight. Colin Allman on the pole here, newcomer in the number 67. On the outside is going to be Dalton Kilroe. Austin Call will find himself in P number 3. And then you have Robert Kahn in P number 4. Andrew Pileshi in 5th, Mike Hasty in 6th, Maxwell Caldwell in 7th, John Garrett finds himself in P number 8 and row number 4. Ty Marasco in P number 9 with Brandon Meyer and working that 5th row. Gordon Larson in 11th, Cade Green in 12th, Tyler Hilton in 13th, Tim Lee in 14th, Hemi Garadini in 15th, Len McNeese in 16th, Robert Blount Robert Smith in 17th, and Eric Blount in 18th. Eric's the only one that did not put a time in, or maybe he just got a little loose. You never know. This can be a little tricky track. I did not get out here tonight to get any practice in, so looking forward to seeing how these drivers take on this new surface here at iRacing.
We did forget one more in the back there, and I cannot forget him because he is pretty much always the hard charger. 19th is Michael Pratt, and he's got to, he's back there. He's back there. He's going to try to work his way up through the field. There we go. The 77 Michael Pratt starting back there in 19th. But yeah, the last time out here, we seen Robert Kahn win at Texas to grab his 3rd win on the season, bumped him up into 4th place in the standings. But Andrew Pileshi leads the way by 18 points over Dalton Kilroe. Robert Warnes in 3rd, but he is 53 points back. Robert Kahn in 4th, 56 points back, and then Maxwell Caldwell 71 back in the standings for the top 5. But kind of been Andrew Pileshi and Dalton Kilroe really racking up a lot of good finishes. But Andrew Pileshi, I mean, he's the one that's racking up a ton of good finishes. 13 starts on the season. 12 out of the 13 have been in the top 10. 10 of those have been in the top 5. Only one win to show for it. Dalton Kilroe there in 2nd place in the points has the most wins on the season with 4, but it's been just the absolute consistency of Pileshi just racking up top 5 after top 5 for the season so far. Got him in the points lead here for the last, well, maybe not the last stretch of the season, but the kind of the second half of the season, as we're done with the summer break now, getting ready to start the second half of the season. And we started here at Iowa. Still got plenty of racing left to go here in the season, so the standings are, I'm sure, going to shake up quite a bit before we're done. We got Iowa this week, and then right back at it next week at Kentucky, Martinsville, and then we'll have July 31st off. But a nice little 3-race stretch here for the boys out here in the Virtual Velocity Racing. Want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. Hit that like and subscribe to get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer. But not going to waste too much time here. We do get an extra pace lap around here with the pace car, but you can see, you know, the track definitely looks different. And you can tell graphically it has definitely been upgraded. It's been enhanced. But you see in the corners there, those extra paved patches. You really got to keep the car down on there. I know you can run, you know, a couple different lines through the corners, but you really don't want to venture up to that high line. At least I didn't when I was out there practicing. It definitely didn't feel too fun up there. But we'll see if the newcomer Colin Allman can start off on the right foot here. We head to the start-finish line, and once again, Barney waving that green flag. We're racing here at Iowa Speedway.
Yeah, we'll have to apologize as something gets a little wiggle back there, and that was.
I think that was a missed shift there by the 94 of Caldwell, because Ty Marasco really got in the back end of him, and a little bit of damage from both those cars. But yeah, it definitely looked like a little missed shift, and it can happen. You know, these drivers maybe, you know, kicking the rust off here a little bit.
Yeah. Taking a almost a whole month off. I would say a whole month. Definitely can find yourself maybe a little rusty if you didn't get some weekly practice in at least a couple times. But yeah, definitely gonna find themselves maybe, like you said, knocking that rust off, getting things down, and getting back to full-time racing here each and every week. Because right now, obviously, working the cobwebs out here, and up front, it is Colin Allman leading the way right now with Dalton Kilrow, and kind of just starting to stretch their legs just a little bit over the 18 of Austin Call.
New paint schemes out there as well. I'm sure these drivers have plenty of time to switch it up, or maybe they had, you know, other leagues they were in. And I know one that I noticed out there, and Jimmy kind of takes me back a little bit. I'm sure it takes you back as well. That 72 right there, Mike Hasty repping the Bazooka. That is definitely a throwback that I don't even know if that's around anymore. I haven't seen it in a long time if it is.
Bazooka? I know the paint scheme ain't. As far as the bubblegum, I do not know. I know you can. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to chew a lot of Big League Chew from the pouch.
Yes,
and,
good choice. Good choice.
You can find that like in the dollar stores or maybe in Five Below or something. So I believe it's still out there. Just you know, also when I think of Bazooka, I also think about I don't know how. If you collected baseball cards, I know I did for a while.
Yes, I know that's where you're going.
And the old stale gum out of the baseball packs.
Well, that's pretty much Bazooka in a nutshell. I mean, it always kind of tasted a little hard and stale, but I think my favorite bubble gum, going all the way back to my childhood, was playing Little League Baseball, and you get the individual gumball wrappers with they look like baseballs and had little sayings on it, like home run or strikeout or single, you know, things like that. It was always something I look forward to after the game. But I digress. Back to the racing here at hand, and it is Colin Allman leading the way, but Dalton Kilrow right there on his back bumper, already looking to harass him a little bit, maybe try and pick up win number 5 here on the season. He's kind of been, I don't want to say hit or miss, he's definitely been consistent. Just like Andrew Pileshi has been this year, just, you know, got a few more wins, so a few more times he's gotten to the front, and it was not looking like that in the very beginning of the season. Certainly not the start of the season that Dalton Kilrow wanted to have as the returning champ, but looks like he is definitely righted the ship before the summer break, and already coming out of the summer break looking pretty strong here again tonight. As looks like a lot of these drivers happy to be back out there, and I know we're happy to be back up here in the booth watching this great action.
I mean, the action's always great here. You can see the drivers really getting used to this track, and we're right on board right now with the fearless leader here of VVR, Tim Lee, sitting back in P number 12 and doing a pretty good job so far, up 2 spots, so working his way up forward. Usually Tim's pretty solid for a good top 10, so he finds himself up towards the front there, usually somewhere in the middle, but as long as he can stay out of the calamity back through the battlefield, because he's one of those drivers that mid pack where the racing is the toughest. And I'll say it over and over again, no matter what league that you go to, I still think the middle of the pack is the hardest place to race. You got drivers that are learning. You have drivers that maybe it's their favorite track, and they're a little bit faster than being in the back of the pack. And then you have some of the drivers that have made mistakes or didn't qualify well because they hit the wall. So you get them fast drivers that got to come up through. So mid-pack battlefield is definitely a place to really hone them skills in. You get a lot of time around drivers, and you get some real good battles. And it's just all about trying to avoid the incidents and get yourself a good finish. So, but Tim right now doing a great job in that nice solid P number 12 right behind the number 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. That has fallen a few positions. So 94 slipping back here just a little bit, but we won't key on him too long. But the band's starting from shotgun in the back. The number 77 of Michael Pratt all the way up to P number 9 already. So up 10 spots, Carl.
Yeah, fresh paint scheme on that 77 there as well. Looking mighty fine out there. As it was a good start for Ty Marasco. You've seen him up there early on and trying to work his way through the field. But I'm wondering if that damage to the front when he got into to Maxwell Caldwell on the starters maybe hurting that one just a little bit as he's starting to fall back, and coincidentally the 94 right behind him as well. But yeah, you see the swarm right behind him. All the cars kind of grouped under one little blanket here, and that's really where it can cause issues. Not saying these drivers are bad. We've seen a lot of green flag racing here out of VVR, but it just takes one little bobble from a car on the inside to slide up the track a little bit. It takes a little bit of net code, and it can be taking out 5-6 cars right at a shot. But Dalton Kilroe is your new leader after he worked around Colin Allman a couple laps ago here. He has moved himself to the front of this field, and maybe sending a little shot to Colin saying, listen, welcome, but you're just going to come in here and dominate. I'm the defending champion in here for a reason, and certainly Kilroe looking to gain a little bit of ground on Paleshi here tonight as we take a look back at the pass for the lead.
Yeah, just a quick, the 67 getting in the wall. Carl also kind of giving it up. So maybe not so much grace there as the 67, pushing the limits. And we'll see if the 67 can hang on with some of that side damage and see if they can track down Dalton Kilroe. But we'll go back live and you can see that, the gap is pretty much non-existent. So the 67 not going anywhere. Dalton Kilroe is going to have is a mirror full of the 67 here tonight, and he just took the opportunity, obviously, to get that 41 out front here early. So get out front. We got 18 laps on here. 17 laps in the book on lap number 18 here of 120. Dalton Kilroe out front over Colin Allman, Austin Call, Robert Kahn, Mike Hasty, Andrew Paleshi, John Garrett, Tyler Hilton, Michael Pratt, and Maxwell Caldwell for your top 10.
Not too many, big movers other than, well, of course, the 77 Michael Pratt up 10 spots, but Tyler Hilton up 5 as well. Going the other way right now, Gordon Larson started up there just outside the top 10 and 11th. He is back 4 spots right now in 15th. And then Brandon Mears started in 10th. He is down 8 spots back there in 18th. So a couple of drivers going the opposite way, but don't count them out for sure. I mean, not just because it's this early, but this is a track where, especially with the new refresh here and how bumpy it is and how rough it can be, you're definitely going to need to worry about tires here tonight. And I think a lot of these drivers may be holding back a little bit. We've seen qualifying and practice speeds in the low 23-second range. Haven't seen that once here in the race itself. Looks like the fast time right now being held by Colin Allman with a 23.46 at the front of the field. So I think these drivers got a lot left in the tank when it comes to speed. When it comes to the tank itself, I was getting around 50 laps on a full tank of gas. These drivers out here limited to 40%. So I would think, possibly maybe around lap 35 or so already, we may be seeing our first round of pit stops, unless the iRacing setup didn't have a full tank in there, but it looked like it was giving me about 50 for the tank.
Yeah, I can't back you up on those numbers. I've just got to kind of let things play out here as obviously the laps will continue to click away here as VVR doing what they do best. Green flag runs, start to finish. They have a lot underneath their belt since we started watching them here on CRN. So just want to also just give a shout out to all the viewers out there, everybody that's stop in here live or comes back to visit after the fact, because I know a lot of the drivers will come back and watch the streams here. So try to bounce around as much as possible. Who's your favorite driver out there? Who would you like to win? Obviously, we see Barry out there rooting for the number 41 of Dalton Kilroe, as Dalton continues to have great success throughout his career here with VVR. So, but who can take that spot here tonight? Will it be Dalton, or can Colin Allman get back around that number 41 and reestablish the lead?
And right now, I think the biggest lead I've seen is what we have right now, 0.3 of a second. It really hasn't been much separated the top two here for quite some time. 2 seconds back to third place, though. Robert Kahn looking to go back-to-back and try to match Dalton Kilroe with his 4th win on the season. But right now, it's a bit of a 2-car breakaway. Robert Kahn in 3rd. Austin Call not too far behind, about 0.3 of a second separating 3rd and 4th right now. Taking a look back here further in the field, a little bit of a battle with Eric Blunt back here, just kind of settling back in line now. But I think for the most part, again, it's early in the race. I think the drivers maybe just kind of settling in right now. I know it was a bit of a swarm earlier, but seems like it's kind of stretching out here a little bit. Maybe up in like 15th, right in front of these guys here. You see Hemi Giardini battling just a little bit. Or at least, it's close, probably the closest that any of these drivers here on the track, with the Hemi Giardini right there and Len McNeese behind them. But it's been lean and clean and green, and exactly what we want to see from these drivers coming back here is Len McNeese having a bit of a moment, and certainly the front end of that 84 doesn't exactly look like the way it started. It looks like a little bit a wrinkle in that front end.
Yeah, obviously we can see the cars that have met the wall here tonight, and you see that wheel working back and forth there as he goes around the corner trying to maintain control of the 84. So, how hard did the 84 push in them tires, and it goes a long way. The different kind of surfaces here, you can see it looks like it's a combination, Carl, between asphalt and concrete, with there's so many different colors and lines and markings and whatnot. Like I said, I did not get a chance to get out there, but I'm wondering that has to have some sort of effect on some of the areas with tire grip.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt like it did when I was in the car out there, just getting a little bit of work in, a little bit of practice in, and that's why I say I think you really want to stay down on that fresher patch on the bottom of the track. But see, too wide, battling for the lead here. Colin Allman not happy and content, staying in 2nd place. He's going to move himself back up into the lead here around Dalton Kilroe, and I think this is maybe a bit of a veteran move here from Kilroe, just kind of hanging back here a little bit. Doesn't want to kill the car, doesn't want to kill the tires, but it's going to give the 67 a chance to get back out into the lead. Well, we got a chance. Want to thank our sponsors here for the series: Fort Worth Screen Printing, Gold Line Guardians, and Hilton Crafts and Designs for everything that they do to help out the VVR ARCA series, and really everything that Tim Lee has. And this has been a good league for quite some time now with us, and we broadcasted them all last season and all this season, and this is what we see more often than not. We see a lot of green flag racing, a lot of drivers that definitely have respect for each other and race each other hard, but not, at least from what I see, not exactly, aggressively, not making the bonehead moves, not making the aggressive passes, things like that.
Yeah, so it's respect between the drivers, so obviously they continue to have drivers kind of come in, and obviously with the long break, maybe somebody's still on vacation and maybe forgot tonight, but they can field anywhere up between usually between that 20 and I think we're in mid-30s, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen here with VVR, so a lot of drivers could still be out there potentially being on a little extended vacation, as obviously it's those summer months, and the kiddos are off school, and you never know what you're gonna do, whether it's going to a park or fighting allergies and whatever. Because I know I heard that. my household's always busy, so still can't figure it out, and we'll have to go see an allergist in 2 weeks. But dealing with the hives for 2 weeks is stressful on me. So anyways, I'm taking a break here as my wife's watching the kid, and I'm here calling the race. So Colin Allman is out front with Dalton Kilroe in 2nd, Robert Kahn's in third, Austin Call in fourth, Mike Hasty is in fifth. And then back for the next, for the rest of the 5 in the top 10, John Garrett, Andrew Pileshi, Mike Pratt there in 8th, Maxwell Caldwell in 9th, and Ty Marasco in P number 10.
And a little bit of a moment there from Tyler Hilton behind, getting a little bit loose coming out of the corner. Or actually, it was Cade Green that had a little bit of a moment there in 12th position. But a little bit of battling going on just in the back half of this top 10 here. We've seen Ty Marasco and Tyler Hilton making some moves here, and could be Cade Green maybe getting a little bit squirrely here at the end of the run. It's these cars are not fun when it comes to heating up those tires, and it's very easy to let up the tires on exit here, as that you really have to kind of search the throttle to try and find where that grip is coming out of the corners, and how much you can really get down on that throttle. But you goose it just a little bit much, you're going to slide that back end out. It is a car that, in my opinion, you can catch pretty quickly if you're aware of how the car is handling and have quick reflexes. But you're going to get those tires angry, and you're going to have to deal with that for maybe another 2 laps before you get them cooled down a little bit. But you see maybe Tyler Hilton just driving a little bit too hard through the corners. You see him really starting to slide back through the field. But John Garrett sliding back, as is Brandon Meir and Hemi Giardini, and not sure what happened to Garrett, but Meir and Giardini in the pits, and now in from the lead is Colin Allman. So pit stops are commencing here right around the end of the first 40 laps.
Hey, Carl, I was listening to you talked about how Tyler Hilton was falling back. He wasn't driving too hard. They're coasting. They're literally they're fuel saving. So obviously they want to.
Robert Kahn with a moment, and right in the middle of pit stops here, the 21 having an issue, and I think this was coming into the pits. Indeed, it was. Tries to get down there on the apron, and you see that car just sliding. He's trying to get it woed up in time, and I think because he came to a stop to try maybe arc that thing down into pit lane, that ended up throwing out the caution. Now the question is, does he have enough fuel to get back around there? There's quite a few cars. Looks like 9 cars actually. Never mind. He backed it up and went into pit lane. Oh no, he didn't, because the caution came out. So a lot of indecisions here from Robert Kahn, but it's going to bring out the caution here. But the top, I believe 8 or 9 did not come down to the pits. The rest of them did. So it'd be interesting to see how many cars were trapped a lap down here, maybe even more. Be able to get the wave around here and get back on the lead lap if you're only down by 1. But this is going to give a free pit stop to all those in the top 10.
Again here, Dalton Kilrow, baby in that thing here, trying to get that fuel as they were getting ready to kind of come down. I heard, like I said, I heard a lot of drivers kind of lifting right there towards the end, and kind of realizing like, hey, if I can make it to 40, then I can, I can make it with 1 more stop, and that's a big decision here. Some drivers coming in here, and that's gonna maybe help them already. So Austin Call was one of those drivers that was already in. Was it? Yeah, hold on. Let me bring up the timing tower. So I'm not making a bet. All right. See if lap here. Yeah. So
Austin Call just coming in. Yep. Yeah. So it looks like this is everyone obviously going to be through their first pit stop here. Looks like no Robert Smith tonight, so we're going to have 18 cars out there in the field, and going to get the wave around there. But what this is going to do is, again, it's going to group everybody back up, but I think it's going to put everybody back onto the same pit strategy, and could very well give it a chance for everyone to make it on 1 more pit stop. Certainly the ones that just came in here under the caution pitting on lap 42, they, for all intents and purposes, should be good to go on 1 more stop if we go green the rest of the way. The drivers that came in on lap 38, 39 with these caution laps should be able to save a little bit, as a 3-wide action here under caution, trying to figure out what's going on and trying to wait for these wave arounds the way it looks. But it should give everybody a chance to make it on 1 more pit stop. Be interesting to see what these drivers decide to do there, because I see there's a few drivers that elected to take 2 tires and maybe even some that took no tires. So it'd be very interesting here. I know these drivers only have a certain amount of tires, and I have 3 sets of tires for the race. So it's not a bad idea saving it if you think there's going to be a few more cautions here in the second half of the race. But I wonder how well they're going to handle with 2 tires here on this restart.
With cautions, when the caution came out, if I was still out, I'm taking 4. Now, if I was one of those few drivers that came in early, maybe worked at that 2-tire strategy for a little while, because I think from best time to their current times, I think they were only down about a second, Carl. So, not a bad decision, to be honest. And obviously, a lot of them were fuel saving towards the end. But I think with a full caution, I'm going 4 tires. I'm gonna top my fuel off, and I'm gonna keep going. But to some of those other drivers that were out, and came in a little bit earlier there on like lap 39. Those are the drivers that are kind of like in the whether they gambled or not. So looks like I'm gonna go ahead and show you the gap. There you go. So you can see who's trapped a lap down.
3 things I'm noticing here for this restart. 1, Tim Lee up there in 4th place, so this definitely worked out for him. The other thing is Andrew Pileshi now lined up aside of Dalton Kilrow. I'm sure Kilrow doesn't like to see that, and the 81 being up there right with him, trying to gain points on him in the standings. The other thing is the pole sitter, Colin Allman, coming in just before that caution that has buried him back in the pack, back in 9th place right now. So now we're going to see how well that 67 drives in traffic. How well can he navigate through these cars, deal with that dirty air? Will that car handle completely differently? Is he going to be able to get a handle on it as he gets close there to Len McNeese off the corner? Can he get back up there to the front of this field and battle Dalton Kilrow, who is already trying to stretch a lead out over Andrew Pileshi, already close to a half a second at the front?
Yeah, I can assure you that Colin Allman has the experience to get up front and probably has the ability to do so. I was just kind of glancing up, just realized he's over a little over 6,000 I rating, which means that he's been around the service for a while and has had some pretty decent success on the oval side of the house. So as he's trying to, now I'm talking about, so maybe he's getting nervous, but getting a little loose there, sitting in back there in P number 9, and these drivers are everybody here has got talent and skill, and so it's not like the easiest field to come through. So he doesn't want to overwork the tires because he's got to be out there for a whole stint. He's probably thinking about that in his head too. Maybe something can happen. You can see a little bit of battle and everybody ducking and diving here. See Michael Pratt down the inside right there. As people are going by. Tim Lee and sliding back to P number 5 has
pretty wide action here.
John Garrett, in the back there, they got Tim Lee on the inside.
Tamarasco getting close. That was a little tasty right there with the 72 on the outside as well, mixing it up. And that 72 of Mike Hasty is, if I'm not mistaken, he is down a lap to the field right now, so trying to work his way back up there, trying to stay in the or get up to the lucky dog spot, which is currently being held by John Garrett. And or at least it was. There we go. Okay, now it's as Hasty now goes around John Garrett, and Hasty into the wall a little bit. It's going to give Garrett a chance to get back around, and that almost contact between the 2 drivers going for the lucky dog position. And Ty Marasco is probably just thinking, what am I going to do? I want to get by you guys. I'm in the 5th place. I'm losing ground right now on Eric Blunt, but I mean, these guys are in a race of their own right now. This is very big. They want to stay in that lucky dog spot in case a caution comes out, but they don't want to be the cause of a caution as John Garrett gets wicked sideways coming out of the corner. Going to lose a ton of ground right now. But out front, it is Dalton Kilrow by a half a second over Andrew Pileshi, Maxwell Caldwell, Eric Blunt, Ty Marasco for that top 5. Austin Cole, Colin Allman, Tim Lee, Tyler Hilton, and Gordon Larson for your top 10, as we're a little over 50 laps into this race. Still got a lot of racing left to go.
plenty of racing to go here at Iowa, obviously, as we're on lap 54 of 120. But we see our points leaders all up front here. Dalton Kilroe, Andrew Pelestri, Maxwell Caldwell, your typical drivers that are continuing endlessly, week after week, just battling it out. And we find them here again in the front, trying to get things done here at Iowa. Dalton Kilroe probably loving the fact that Colin Allman had got stuck back in traffic, and then they've been doing a pretty decent job, you know, having to get around people. Obviously, take your time, don't want to burn up your tires, you don't want to cause an incident. It does take time, you know. You're just not like, oh, I was the pole sitter and I'm going to drive through everybody. No, it takes time. Get in the right line, you know. Probably some of the drivers that you need to go around, maybe that's the only line they know, and it's the preferred line, so you got to use the alternate lines. And like I said, the Allman's got definitely has at least the resume just by looking at numbers to be able to do those types of things. But it is difficult, Carl. It's not like most people, when they run laps around a track, they're not practicing alternate lines to make passes. And it's one thing that I try to most times when I'm practicing is to make sure I'm running that alternate line on purpose, in case somebody makes a dive on me in a corner, or I have to make a pass on the outside, stuff like that. Just the ambiguities, you know. Yeah, you have your pass rate, you have your qualifying lap, I guess if you want to call it, like your preferred line, and then you have your racing lines, which is where you make your passes and stuff. So being able to execute those correctly is important, especially on ovals. We got multiple with tracks with multiple lines, and we've seen here at Iowa that it's kind of been single file for the most part, but we've seen 2 wide, we've seen 3 wide, so it's definitely a place where, you know, multiple lines can be used, and maybe not preferred, but definitely can be used to make passes. And you see 67 using that high line right now to try to get around Gordon Larson here.
Actually falling back right now is the 67. It doesn't seem like he's liking this traffic, and yeah, I mean, to go along with your approach, I mean, that's why I always, you know, say practice is definitely important. You definitely want to learn the track. You want to learn the car, how it handles, you know, kind of in the optimal lane. You want to try and figure out where that optimal lane is, but nothing is going to replace getting out here and driving with other cars, because you can do what Jimmy said, and that's going to take in practice above and beyond what you should be doing, trying those different lines. But on top of that, when you get here behind cars, behind one car, behind multiple cars, the air is going to affect those cars differently, and it's going to drive a little bit differently. So I always kind of scoff at drivers that say, you know, oh, you know, I didn't get enough practice in, or, you know, I don't like the track, or I'm not comfortable, whatever it is. There's hundreds of excuses that you can make for voluntarily missing a race. None of them are good, in my opinion. None of them make sense at all. I don't care what the situation is. You got to get out there. You got to get the track time in. You got to get your confidence up around other cars. Feel how the car handles around other cars as well. You know, if you're not comfortable when other cars are getting around you, that's fine. You can slow down, go on the apron. You can take the high line, let them by you, and then get back in line. But you got to get laps in. You're never going to get any better just, you know, sitting back. Even if you're sitting back putting in hundreds of laps of practice every week, it's going to get you a little bit better, a little more understanding of that car, but it's not going to get you race ready.
Yeah, it's the racecraft, you know, the decisions that the drivers need to make in order to, you know, progress through the race and make smart decisions to get around. And that's, you know, this right here, the side-by-side action, just like we're seeing here with the 18 of Austin Call and Ty Marasco's in there, and Maxwell. Well, I got lap cars, so it's throwing me off just a little bit. So, you know, you have who's 21 is Robert
Mike Casey. Yeah, Mike Casey, Robert Kahn, both up there lap cars right now, trying to work their way back up through the field. And Robert Kahn, one of those guys in the top of the points, coming in 4th in points with the 3 wins, as we mentioned before. He's definitely going to need some help to fight his way back up through this one here tonight. But out front, it is still Dalton Kilroe. By now, 0.7 of a second, starting to stretch out just a little bit over Andrew Pelestri, but I mean, I'll be damned if it's just another Andrew Palesci kind of night here, just quietly running in there in second place. He's got Maxwell Caldwell behind him, who certainly would love to get around him, but you know, again, Palesci just looking to notch another good finish under his belt. He's only got the one win on the season, but just top 5 after top 5 after top 5. He's just, I don't want to say mediocre in the field to death, because certainly a top 5 and a podium is definitely nothing mediocre, especially here in VVR. But he's not up there just, you know, leading and dominating every single week. He's just up there, I guess, dominating those top 5s.
I mean, they've been gone for a month, and I'm sure he wants to get back up here in the booth. Andrew being one of the, he loves coming up here and talking with us, as do a lot of the other drivers. And, you know, he's probably, maybe it's his mission tonight. I just need to be within the top 3, and so I can get up and talk to the boys up there at CRN in the booth. So Andrew just kind of just doing what he needs to do, hitting his marks, taking his time, take advantage of any situation that will, you know, promote a good finish. So just kind of everybody's doing what they need to do. These first top 3 just kind of hanging together. I mean, they're not really going anywhere. I mean, they're all separated by less than a second. So plenty of racing to go still, as we just crossed the line to start lap 70 here of 120. So still 50 laps still remaining. Ty Marasco back there in 4th with Robert Kahn and Mike Casey's in front of him. So maybe he's using those two as like the kind of like a little bit of draft, maybe some fuel saving going on here, and trying to listen to the cars. Definitely, I know they have to ride the corners a lot to get them cars to turn. He is often off the gas for a long time. He's not just like a lift. It's not like a clutch in or shutting engines off. So maybe saving a little fuel, but not too much. I'm trying to go just kind of see everybody sounds like they're doing about the same thing. I think it was who was it that was really saving? I forget who it was.
Definitely some different ways to attack this second half, and I think maybe what you're seeing is not as much saving and not as much coasting from these drivers because of that caution, and it gave them a chance to kind of stretch out that first stint, or for some of the drivers that already just came into the pits, a chance to kind of stretch out that second stint under caution and get them a little bit closer. Again, they're looking to try and reach that lap 80 mark. If they can get to 80 or further, they should be good to go to the end. But we've seen the first set of green flag pit stops cause our first caution. So we'll see if everybody gets in there clean this time, but we should be seeing pit stops coming up here within about 10 laps here, as we're on lap number 74 right now. Dalton Kilroe still leading the way. Andrew Palesci still holding on to second place over Maxwell Caldwell. Ty Marasco, Austin Call for your top 5. But once again, I want to thank everyone out there in CRN Nation. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as we do have a CRN doubleheader here tonight. We have the Virtual Velocity Racing here if you're loving a little bit of the oval racing. If you're wanting a little road racing in your life, starting up here at about 9:30 is going to be season number 12 of the Core GT series, and we got a couple new broadcasters into the booth. Hopefully they do well on their debut. We tried to give them all the tools that we could to get them set up, but you know, just like me and Jimmy, sometimes you just got to get in the booth. You got to mix it up a little bit.
You got to rip the Band-Aid off and go in there and just get it done. Because
you got to screw up. You got to make those errors to learn from them.
Yeah, it's like racing. You know, you just got to get in there and just do it. So, but they've kind of put their schedules aside and decided to volunteer and help out and get some experience in the booth, and you know, start off with obviously over there with Core. So two good decent drivers, Gulson and Peterson, teaming up as broadcasters here for CRN to cover the GT3 series over there at Core, which should be a pretty good show. And I'm sure they'll be learning a lot between trying to make OBS work, going live, trying to figure out the aviation dashboard of SDK. There's plenty of things to kind of work their way through, but they're intelligent fellas, and they'll figure it out, I'm sure. And then we'll probably get a rundown on how things were from them, and if me and Carl can help out, I'm sure we will. As also John Nobinger has reached out a little bit and helped them out as well. So all CRN coming together, welcoming a few new broadcasters. So feel free to stop over when they go live. If you're already subscribed and got that bell, you should get the little notification. Go over and harass them, say hello, check out their broadcast, because I know when we're done here with VVR, we'll probably go over there ourselves and at least watch how the new broadcasters are doing. So, but right now we're on lap 81 of 120, probably closing in on that those pit strategies, Carl. Now, like, who wants to come in? Who wants to be the first one to come in?
So we did have one taker in the pit lane already, Tim Lee, but I'm not sure if this was a scheduled pit stop or not, because still in the pits for quite some time here. Now, Happy Giardini coming into the pits as well. You see Tim Lee right there, still in pit lane, but in there for quite some time. The car looks clean, so not sure if it's maybe an IRL issue or what the case is, but Hemi Giardini in the pits. Now looks like Tyler Hilton, Michael Pratt coming into the pits. We're at the 80 lap mark, so kind of a green light, and the pit window is now to come in. So maybe these drivers coming in here getting some fresh tires. Looks like Tim Lee now finally heading back out, but he is quite a ways back here, and not sure how many laps down he is at this point, but almost a minute in his pit. But Austin Call had an issue coming into the pits. Let's take a look at it here. The 18 coming into the pits did not bring out a caution, but same issue here. Trouble getting in. This time, instead of the car locking up, it goes sideways on him first, and looks like he will sneak it inside that cone and get into pit lane. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a pit road penalty or not. I mean, he made it into the pits, and to me it was not the right way, unorthodox, but it was still for the most part safe. Hemi Giardini having a bit of an off track as well, maybe coming back onto the racetrack here, but certainly pit stops are underway here. Quite a few have already been in, still waiting for, looks like 5 more cars to make their final pit stop here of the race, as the time is clicking by pretty quickly here. Now our leader, Dalton Kilroe, brings it down and into the pits. Looks like right behind him is going to come Maxwell Caldwell. Eric Blunt, Gordon Larson have yet to come in. We'll see if they follow suit. Looks like Lynn McNeese is going to be coming in. You see Eric Blunt and Gordon Larson also coming in, so that's going to complete our pit cycle here for tonight.
Yeah, so everybody getting in this time by and keeping it green. A close one there by the 18. A little sideways action. You've seen the rear end lock up, and I'm wondering if he downshifted too early or if he had that brake bias, moved back to kind of help him turn in the corners, because that can be one of the reasons why the rear locks up. Just more brake power in the back for turning better in the corner. But you got to remember, practicing those pit stops, if you adjust your brake bias backwards, you need to make sure you pull it forward before you come into pits so you don't get sideways. So we're on lap 86 of 120. Maxwell Caldwell showing as the leader currently, but we're gonna see how things all kind of come out to play, because I have Maxwell Caldwell, Andrew Palesci, and then Dalton Kilroe.
Yeah, Dalton Kilroe coming in, stretching that fuel out for an extra couple laps, but now he's going to have to go to work. Andrew Palesci gets him on the undercut here. He's now in second place, Kilroe in third, but Maxwell Caldwell, bit of a tire strategy here, has gotten him the lead and gotten him a 2.2 second lead. How long will those tires last on him, and how long is it going to be until they start evening out? Will he be able to hold on to that lead right now? It's working out mighty fine, 2.4 second lead. But again, these tires basically got to last for a full fuel stint here, as we still got quite a ways to go in the race here tonight. But it's been a good one here, and it's been a welcome return here on Thursday nights. And I think another thing we need to welcome back for everyone out there in CRN Nation, a little love to hear it.
Ooh, love to hear it. Well, that was quick-lived as Tim Lee finds himself in a little bit of a debacle here late in the race after pit stops have found their way. And you can see right here, right coming down off of turn number 4, had it sideways just a little bit and gets a little assist from the 6 as I wasn't able to check up just enough to clear the 24. So 24 is going to go for a ride down the front stretch. Looking the other way, locking up those brakes, trying to keep it off the wall. Touches the wall just a little bit. Well, we'll have to bring the 24 down in, but holds it pretty steady. Lets it kind of coast forward just a little bit. And yeah, tough break for the 24 here as just after everybody completed green flag pit stops. I think that's what's going to do is obviously some of the drivers that maybe took 2 tires to go in and take the other set of tires on the lefts, and maybe topping off fuel, make sure they can run it hard here to the end, because we did hear a few drivers out there. I know I did, Ty Marasco being one of them, in fuel save mode. So now definitely we'll have plenty of fuel to make it the rest of the way. But caution flies here on lap 91 with Tim Lee, and we'll get back to maybe we'll go back to I love to hear it, but right now my co-commentator Carl Handwork is just stepped away momentarily, but I figured to give you some coverage.
I'm here. Of course, of course. You know, as soon as we step away is when we when we have the caution here. But this is 100% what Maxwell Caldwell did not want to see here. I mean, it's going to give him some more time out front, but those 2 tires now, that little bit of a gap that he had, 2-second gap, is all gone, and now he's going to have to deal with the likes of the 2 points leaders, as Kilroe did make it past Andrew Pileshi before the caution here. So now we'll see if Pileshi has any fight back to get up there. I mean, he's still in that podium spot, and still in there with a chance to talk to us. And Jimmy, that's why we don't give out our phone number, you know, because if they had our phone number, I'm sure they'd be calling us nonstop just to talk to us. We got to make it special to get up here in the booth and make them get a top 3 and earn their time to spend with us.
My number is unlisted.
It's good that we don't have the CRN company phones.
Right.
but the time is starting to tick away here. Haven't clicked over yet on the overlay yet to the countdown, but we are under 30 laps to go in this race, and this is going to be the sprint to the finish. Everybody is good to go on fuel. See if anybody grabbing some new tires on this pit stop, if that's going to make a difference here or not. I would think it would. I mean, I wouldn't mind having some fresh tires right now, and we'll see what the likes of Ty Marasco, Colin Allman can do to get back up through here. But that's one name that you certainly want to keep an eye on. Colin Allman had the pole here tonight, looked very good up front, whether he was up front or battling with Dalton Kilroe to get that lead back. But since he's been back in that pack, that's where he's been. He has not gotten a chance to move up at all. He's been back there, back half of the top 10, currently in 10th right now. We'll see if some fresh tires will help him get back up through this field. Pace car lights are out. It's going to be going back to green this time by, and it's going to be, looks like Maxwell Caldwell choosing the outside line here for the restart. He is the control car. We head back to the Geico restart zone, and we are racing once again here at Iowa Speedway. Good restart there on the outside from Austin Call. How about the slide into pit lane? And now just the slide up to the front for the 18. As there's another slide, and Kilroe getting into the back of Caldwell. Gonna spin him around. Gonna bring out another caution, and I'm sure that's not gonna make the 94 happy at all. But now it's gonna put him in a situation where, Jimmy, I think he's kind of locked in.
He's going to get tires now. He's going to get tires now. That did allow Cade Green the opportunity to look at your lucky dog. So another car getting back on the lead lap here with 25 laps to go. You know, been a great race so far. Obviously, we'll go back and just we've seen it happen here live to Cade, but we'll take a quick look here see what kind of happened. And obviously took that high line, had a good run, come down to kind of get back in line, and I think with the little worn tires, didn't quite have the grip, and just don't really look like Yeah, right there's the bump from the 41. So, and they'll send the 94 around. He did catch the 94 a little bit, but Andrew Pileshi takes some damage on that as well on the front left. So a few drivers with some bumps and bruises here late in the race. We'll see if they can overcome and get great finishes. But right now, we will go back live and see who your leader is, because I believe
Austin Call at the front of this field, and man, again, literally just talking about his slide into the pits, and now he slid his way up to first place in this race. Got a little bit older tires than the guys immediately right behind him, pitting on lap number 82, where Kilrow pit on lap number 85 and Pileshi on 83. But we'll see how this thing shakes out here. And it looks like Dalton Kilrow, is he coming down into the pits, or is he maybe getting an EOL here for the incident right there? I'm seeing Kilrow sliding back through the field. So maybe getting an EOL here as he's moving back in the field. So this is a big turn of events. The 41 is now going to be back there even further back compared to Colin Allman, who had a nice little restart there. He's moved himself from 10th all the way up to 6th, basically within a corner or two. So the 80 or the 67 maybe back in this race after all.
Yeah, and that's one thing they do here at VVR. Obviously, they hold everybody responsible. If you make a mistake, you just got to be humble and take your lumps. And if it's starting from the back of the pack with 23 laps to go, then that's what you do. And they'll do it to anybody. It doesn't matter who you are here at VVR. They treat everybody fairly, and they do a really good job of stewarding their races and making sure things are well in order. Tim, just as busy as he is, still finds the time to manage a league, which is a very intricate and busy hobby. Just managing the league itself, let alone coming out here and racing with it as well.
Yeah, it's something that is definitely going to take up some of your time running a league and getting everything set up. I know he's got some help within the league, admin wise, to try and get everything set up and rolling out here. But it's still it's I wouldn't say a full-time job. Well, of course, sometimes for me it seems like it, but we got a little bit more going on over there between the two series that we run. We got the extra events coming up, which we got a couple coming up here on the horizon, not this weekend, but next weekend is going to be the CRN Cup, and hoping to see drivers here from Virtual Velocity Racing putting a team together to go up against teams from the other leagues that CRN broadcasts from 191 Motorsports. The Hold Your Brakes Academy, Core Xfinity Series, Core GT Series here, VVR, as it in CSRL as well, putting teams together to go against each other, have a little fun, maybe a little, kind of recruiting across the leagues as well. It's just a fun event coming up next Saturday. And then coming up in the beginning of August is the return of the Core Hour, the weekend-long event, which sees let's go ahead and hold on that for now, as we got another incident. This time, looks like Michael Pratt getting into the back of, who was that? Was that Andrew Pileshi getting in the back of?
Yeah.
We'll take a look back and see what happened on this one.
Let's see here. I need to. Obviously, Pratt getting a
little bump there from Pratt getting loose, as the 67 of Allman looking to go down to the inside, but then I think maybe Pratt was more worried about Allman on the inside. Pileshi a little bit slow into the corner, and the 77 gets into the backside here a little bit, and then maybe gets into the front to try and straighten him out, but that may have caused more damage than good. The 6 of Eric Blunton. I mean, it's been a month, and we see Blunton get involved in some more incidents here. I know it seemed to be finally kicking that trend, but maybe coming back in a bad way here. The 6 getting involved in this one. He's going to have to bring it into the pits. But this is definitely going to shake up the running order here again. We'll see if anybody decides to come in and get some tires on this one. We're under 20 laps to go at this point, but we've seen that tires definitely matter, as the 67 of Allman is now going to be restarting on that front row.
Yeah, and yeah, just the patience, coming through the battlefield, as I call it, is no easy task, no matter what your iRating. I believe it's like I said, it's some of the toughest and best racing on the track, 90% of the time, because it's so diverse. And whether it's, like I said, whether it's a fast guy coming through, like we've seen the 67, or just people, battling it out there, that mid-pack, just to really learn and hone their skills, and they're the ones that will eventually, over time and practice, be the ones up here up front, just like the 18 and the 81. So Andrew Pilecki getting knocked around a little bit. Everybody trying to take his spots, trying to take over, as 81's looking a little beat up here come these final laps here at Iowa. But right now it is Austin Call out front over Colin Allman, Andrew Pilecki, Michael Pratt, Ty Marasco, Gordon Larson, Tyler Hilton, Maxwell Caldwell, Mike Hasty, Dalton Kilrow for your top 10. So Kilrow back up into P number 10. This probably helps him a little bit, as he had the end of the line means you start at the end of the longest line, whether there's lap cars or not. And it's kind of like being a lucky dog. You get back on the lead lap, but you got everybody in front of you. So right now you can see we are back to 13 drivers now back on the lead lap. Len McNeese being the last of those drivers, being able to get around there. Or was it Blount? One of those two. You can see Blount was in to get his car fixed. Probably got some new tires, and if he's on the lead lap, look out. 17 laps still remaining. Might see that 6 be up a little bit higher than you think, Carl.
Well, we're going to find out here, as the laps are definitely ticking away, but we're going to get this thing back under green at this time by. Pace car lights are out, and we're going to be down to they're going to be down to 16 laps to go in this race when we take it back to green, and those laps are going to tick by pretty quickly. Again, the lap times here just over 20 seconds, so it'll go by very, very quick if we get this thing green. Austin Cole certainly happy to be up there after what he went through here tonight, but he's got Colin Allman, pole sitter, is really wanting to get back to the front. He's got some fresher tires. Back to racing here at Iowa. A little bobble from some of the drivers. Looks to be getaway clean, though. Heading off into turn number 1. Going to be side by side. Looks like Austin Cole having a slight edge, but Allman looking to battle back at the front for the lead. Side by side, Allman going to take it to the outside. And he's, I think, going to have the tires to ultimately win this battle, but a big slide there from Call. Almost 3 wide back there behind him, as well as Austin Call still battling here with Colin Allman, still side by side. A little bit of scrape of the wall, and that's how Allman lost the lead earlier in the race. Doesn't want to damage that car, but it looks like may have a good enough run here, and he will take back over the lead. But Ty Marasco, you mentioned it, all the way up into 3rd place now, as Colin Allman running the fastest lap of the race that time by. The time is now. It is starting to be a go time right now, and now's the time that you don't need to hold back at all. You can start laying that pedal down there and trying to go as fast as you can. You see the battle right here between your points leaders, as Kilrow just going to sneak on by Pilecki, and see somebody blinking back there. But it is definitely a rush hour here. There's a lot of drivers starting to run their fastest laps of the race.
Yeah, there's no reason to save fuel now, Carl. We have 13 laps to go. Probably have plenty, as the drivers have been in multiple times here. So we're gonna burn it off. We're gonna push these cars as hard as possible. Tire life here is coming down to the end. So if they got tires, they're gonna need to make positions up, and that's what they're doing out front, as Colin Allman has reestablished a lead over the 18 of Austin Call. And then Ty Marasco is sitting there in P number 3, getting chased down by the rest of the field. Maxwell Caldwell sitting in 4th. Dalton Kilrow in 5th. So working his way back up through the field. Tyler Hilton, we see him come in, get tires a little bit later, and now sitting up in P number 7. So good run so far by the 02. Gordon Larson, 00, having a good run here tonight in P number 8. Mike Hasty has found himself obviously on the lead lap, and in P number 9, Andrew Pilecki has fallen back to P number 10, but some heavy damage there for the the 81 just trying to hold on here tonight. It does look like the 6 of Eric Blount going down to the inside to try to get around Andrew Pileshi. So obviously was wrapped up in that last incident, had a fast repair, came in, got new tires, now just needs to make the pass. Cade Green looking on the outside as the 81 of Andrew Pileshi, even with that banged up car, still holding some good battles here with the 6.
Yeah, and really surprised that 6 of Blunt hasn't been able to move his way up through the field. He's got some fresh tires on that thing, but it's just not going anywhere. And now going under threat, as you mentioned, from Cade Green at the front, as it's getting a little bit spicy here towards the end of this race. Less than 10 laps to go now as we cross the line, and I mean, it looks like everyone is going to be chasing Colin Allman at the front. He's got a 6/10 of a second lead right now. He's got some fresher tires than Austin Call. Back here for third, though, it is not done and dusted. He got Ty Marasco in third, Maxwell Caldwell in fourth, right behind him, as we got a car a little bit sideways. Looks like Michael Pratt down there and Cade Green down there as well, but they're going to keep it going here as Dalton Kilroe moving up there as well in fifth. So third, fourth, and fifth under a blanket. And we'll see who we get to talk to at the end of this race, but it is starting to tick away fast.
Oh, 94 Caldwell decides the wall's his friend at the end of the race.
As they go down into the corner, looks like Kilroe is going to have a run. He's not going to be able to clear Caldwell, though, as they go side by side down the backstretch. This is giving Ty Marasco a chance to stretch out the third place lead here a little bit. Still battling behind him, and they're not really, I guess, losing too much ground here. Still give the edge to Caldwell for fourth place. Good battling here in the final laps here. We got 5 laps to go at Iowa. Colin Allman looking to go from the pole to the win. Certainly, just don't take a look at what happened in the middle of the race. It wasn't fun for him, for sure, riding in the back half of that top 10, but he's figured out a way. Got the right tires on at the right time, and he's working his way back up through. How about a crossover here for Maxwell Caldwell outside of the inside, but just maybe not going to have a good enough run to get to the inside of the 41. And Kilroe looks like he's got those tires nice and warm now. Going to go to work on the 1 for third place.
Yeah, and obviously 4 laps to go. Finds himself back a little too far for a win here tonight, but you know, getting in the top 3 would be a good finish for the 41. As obviously, like you said, sometimes you make a mistake and you humble yourself, you take your lumps, and you come back and do the best you can. And driven up through the field, obviously with an assist from a good caution. So a little bit of luck rolling for 41 after some bad luck. So, but doing a great job here. 94 continuing to battle, and I think just overdriving. But we got Gordon Larson down through the grass here on the front stretch, able to collect it and bring it back here. 2 laps to go as Colin Allman works his way through the final corners here to pick up the white flag here very shortly.
Arnie has got that white flag in the air. 1 more lap to go here around Iowa Speedway. A nice welcome back for VVR and a welcome to the series for Colin Allman here heading on to the backstretch. He's got a nice size lead, 1 second lead over Austin Cole, who I'm sure would love to be up there battling with him, but given what he's gone through through the race, I'm sure he's happy with a second right now. Out of the corner, it is going to be the 67 of Allman getting it done here tonight. Austin Cole gonna come home in second. The battle for third is gonna go to Ty Marasco by 13/10 of a second. Maxwell Caldwell gonna have to settle for fifth, but I think the big thing that's gonna help Dalton Kilroe, maybe you know, kind of ease the wounds a little bit. Andrew Pileshi could not even finish in the top 10. Finishes back in 11th here tonight, and just barely, only 0.02 of a second separating him and Michael Pratt for the 11th place right there. So this is going to be a big points hit, and surprisingly, certainly the damage not helping there. The 81 not getting a top 10 here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, obviously you got to take the good with the bad, and you know, you win championships by your worst nights and being what you can make of it and come back from. So we'll see how Andrew continues. Obviously plenty of season still remaining, but not too far out, and not obviously Kilroe getting a nice few spots as far as points go, but newcomer Colin Allman will celebrate the victory here tonight at Iowa. Then Austin Call, and then Ty Marasco. So now that everybody's in, I can drop this, and I can go ahead and bring up the race results. And come on, there's my mouse. 4 screens, 1 little mouse. All right, here it is. Colin Allman will walk away the winner here tonight, with Austin Call in second. Ty Marasco will be your final podium winner, and we will talk to them here shortly. Dalton Kilroe finishes in 4th. Maxwell Caldwell in 5th. Mike Hastings in 6th. Tyler Hilton in 7th. Gordon Larson in 8th. Eric Blount in 9th. Len McNeese finishing in 10th. Andrew Pileshi finishes in 11th. Michael Pratt finishes in 12th. Cade Green in 13th. John Garrett in 14th. Brandon Meyer in 15th. Robert Kahn in 16th. 17th is Hemi Garadini. Tim Lee finishes in 18th tonight after that prolonged pit stop. So hopefully everything is okay with Tim. And in 19th, Robert Smith rounding out your 19th car field here at Iowa. So pretty good race here tonight, Carl. I think, back in action, we've seen some great green flag racing. Pretty long between their pit stops. Only when the pit stops decided to come out is when some of the issues started happening. And then right there at the end, I think they started to get putting the gloves down and racing a little bit harder, pushing them cars and making a few mistakes. So obviously kind of expected it from, we know that they can race great, and that's usually what they do. But after being gone for a month, maybe being anxious and wanting to get back up here and getting great finishes to finish off the rest of the season is what was on their mind.
Yeah, certainly. I think just happy to be back racing. I mean, a little month off. It's nice to take a little break every once in a while. I'm sure they were definitely itching to get back out here on the track, and seeing a lot of green flag racing. Only a couple incidents here tonight. Bringing out the yellows is going to finish, I think, exactly how they wanted to, how they expected here on the return. And this was not the easiest place to come back to. I mean, again, Iowa, especially with the fresh scan here, was a little bumpier than I remember. It wasn't exactly the smoothest track before the rescan, and I think they maybe scanned a few more bumps in it since they went back out there. But we got our top 3 at the end of this race, and Jimmy, the 3rd place finisher here tonight, is going to be the one of Ty Marasco.
Hey, Ty, Jimmy, and Carl in the booth. You copy?
I copy. What's going on, guys?
Well, we want to say welcome back after your long vacation, and you come out here at Iowa and you snag yourself a good, solid P number 3. As it was pretty good racing out there from here up here in the booth, and obviously towards the end, it looks like everybody threw off their gloves and decided to bedazzle everybody and try some moves. So you end up surviving all that, coming out here with a great finish in that number 1. So. One, we want to say congratulations and give you some time to kind of let us know how your race was here tonight after being gone for so long.
Yeah, I think it was good to be back. That's one thing. I think we were just getting hot before we left, and it's good to come back out and finish P3. Definitely didn't think... Well, I don't know. I really had no short run speed tonight, so I was... really advocating. Like, I needed this thing to be like a longer race, longer fuel runs. I almost needed probably another 20 and 25 laps of fuel run. And I think my car was coming alive about the 30 mark, and then talking to the teammates and stuff. And I was way better on tires than them. So definitely thought, hey, I just settle in and see what happens. I was in 4th, and then we pit for 2 tires. The caution came out. Was going to go no tires. Wish I did, but we did 2 tires, and I came back in, got the lefts because it was loose enough where I'm like, all right, I might be able to. I don't think I'll be able to hold on to all these guys now that they're close up. So just needed to be longer. That's all I needed, especially the final run. I needed that final run to be longer. But glad with P3. Can't complain about that. Had to hold off my teammate right there at the end. So, but it was fun. Had a fast number 1 Dodge Charger tonight. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there and it was getting towards the end of the first pit stop, and I was just happened to get on. I was riding on board with the camera on top of the car and of the number one there, and I heard you some major lifting, which I was like, oh, he's coasting. And he's coasting early and long. So I was like,
yeah, I was actually at first. I didn't know I was actually going to go no tires. Well, I had an incident early on. Right in the beginning of the race, 94 missed a shift, I guess, and I got right in the back of him. So that's why I thought I was going slow. And then I'm like, then I started catching all these guys later in the run, and I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't me just being slow. Maybe it's just me saving my tires, which. It's not that I was just ripping the bottom and definitely holding that bottom. So I wonder if that was definitely helping. It's just I needed a longer runs, and the fuel runs just weren't long enough to make a difference to get up there in the battle for the lead. At least easily top 5, but just not to get up there in the lead.
Yeah, it's a lot of obviously with the with the fuel saving and obviously you guys only have a certain amount of fuel in the car and. Yeah, VVR typically, when we come out here and watch y'all, I mean, you usually do get some green flag runs. So, trying to work that strategy, especially if it's a preferred one. And when you don't get them, you kind of put your head down and hopefully your short game is good. So, but either way, the one walks away here tonight with a top 3. So a good way to come back to start the back 9 of the races here to close out the season. So look forward to seeing that one possibly up here on the podium even more often as we close up some of these races. But from CRN, we want to say congratulations and give you a little time for any shouts you may have at that number 1.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like to thank Tim for putting this on. It's pretty fun and pretty chill. Usually tonight, a lot of guys are getting a little amped up, I guess coming back, everybody's a little more amped up, I guess. But it was very fun out there tonight, and teammates definitely had Robert and Dalton in the chat. That was, as usual, that's we usually have fun in there, so I'd like to shout them out. And then obviously you guys putting this on, I'll go back and watch it probably maybe tonight, tomorrow. But yeah, sadly, we went on this 5-week vacation, and then my vacation is next week, so I will not be there next week because I'm going on vacation. But hey, we'll be back at Martinsville, so that should be a fun one to come back to. So,
well, good luck coming back during Martinsville. That's all I can say. But I know you'll do a great job out there. So again, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, thank you, guys.
Is the 3rd place finisher here tonight, the one of Ty Marasco holding off his teammate Dalton Kilroe to get that podium. Well, 2nd place here tonight is going to be the 18 of Austin Call, and Austin, I guess, first place we'll take about 2/3 of the way through this race, and your race was almost over pretty quickly here. You didn't exactly have an optimal entrance into pit lane.
What, on my green flag stop?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that. I forgot about
that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
I forgot about it already.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a 2nd place will do for you.
Yeah, I mean, that was certainly interesting. What happened was I was about out of fuel, so I was clutched in coming onto pit road, and when I clutched out, I had shifted down 2 gears and I just over-revved the car and about spun it. I was shocked I didn't hit anything.
Yeah,
I think I only lost 1 spot too, so that was great.
Yeah, it was kind of convenient that you slid, but you were still back far enough that you could still kind of sneak inside that cone and get inside the pit lane there.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. I completely forgot that happened.
Don't worry, we'll remind you. We watch out for things like that. Make sure you know. But I mean, either way, after that, you didn't, like you said, you didn't really lose too many positions, too much track time, given the situation there. So it was a good quick bounce back. And then the last third of the race kind of worked out really nicely in your favor.
Yeah, I initially only got to the lead because I had Maxwell. Because I'm teammates with Maxwell and Andrew, gave me he took the outside so that way I could get a run and try to fight with Dalton and try to wear Dalton's tires down. And it just happened to work out that, unfortunately, my teammate got taken out, but it worked out for me pretty well. And then I think just being on old tires and then taking the low line on the restart with Colin on my outside, I thought if I got clear of him, I think if I did get clear of him, I would have had a fighting chance at the win, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I'm assuming just the 9-lap tire difference there in the end was a little bit too much to overcome to make any kind of charge at him at the end.
Yeah, I think I had if we were on equal tires, I think it would have been. I think I probably could have won that race, but he was just so fast all night, and it's always hard to compete with the fastest car on the track.
Well, you certainly had a heck of an effort, regardless of what you remember or not. You know, sometimes selective memory is a good thing, especially if you come home in the top 3 here. It's amazing all the things you forget when you have a good finish and all the things that you remember when you have a bad one. But you come home in second here tonight, so congrats on the podium. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, I want to thank my family for letting me do this. This week especially, I ran Monday, Wednesday, today. I'm running the league race tomorrow, and then practicing for Spa tomorrow night, and then running Spa Saturday, Sunday. So they let me do that. And then I got to thank my teammates, Andrew and Maxwell today. And I thought Todd was in this league, but I guess Todd's not here. But thank Todd anyways. They're always great to race with, help practice a lot. And I got to thank my grandma. She watches all these races. Congratulates me after every race. And it's always nice to have her here.
Well, certainly congratulations needed here for tonight for a good second place finish. Good luck this weekend at Spas. We're going to be in Spa as well. We're going to be running the Friday session, but good luck to you out there, and hopefully you don't have any forgettable mistakes at Spa, and you can bring that thing home clean for the team. But take some time to celebrate this one, maybe get a little bit of rest and get you ready for the upcoming races. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 18 of Austin Call. Winner here tonight on his debut, got the pole, had a little bit of a sleepiness during the middle of the race, but found his way all the way back up to the front, get the win, the 67 of Colin Allman.
Hey, Colin, Jimmy, and Carl, open the booty copy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, first of all, welcome to the league and a great run here. Obviously, start things off correctly here, getting the pole here at Iowa. Obviously the league was on a small little break, and you come out here, rip, roar, and tear, and kind of get this thing rolling and get yourself out there. Car started to slide up just a little bit, and then you find yourself making the pit stop, and then finally you're having to work your way through the field. And I guess we'll pick it up from there. How was things back there, and what were you thinking as obviously getting trapped there by that caution after you pitted?
I was thinking I had a horrible strategy. I didn't take tires that first pit stop, and it seemed like almost everyone else did. And it ended up working out in the end because I got 9-lap fresher tires and everybody at the end, so I was able to came out of that 10th, I believe. So was able to with a couple cautions, able to get the track position back, and then I was kind of surprised that 18 took the bottom on that restart, and I was happy about it though. So we was able to get the momentum, and we were able to get the momentum and roll by them on the fresher tires. It was tough. Like I haven't ran the ARCA car in a long time, and I haven't played the game in a long time. I just got a computer a couple weeks ago after being off for 3 years. So I'm trying to get back into it and having fun with it. And I can't thank Tyler and Tim enough for letting me come race tonight on short notice. Like I messaged Tyler today at like 4:30, and I was like, hey, can I come race with you guys tonight? He was like, sure, because I used to race with Tyler a while back. But no, it was fun. Definitely different from what I'm used to. I'm just a short track guy, but I had a lot of fun doing it.
I mean, you're in the realm of short tracks in my book. Anything under a mile and under is short. I hate short tracks with a passion. And well, welcome back to iRacing. And I don't know your name, but I know that you have experience, and whether you've been out of iRacing or not, you looked pretty good out there. Knowing that you did not take tires, and that's why I would explain why you're having such a hard time in the middle of the pack. I call that the battlefield, as that seems to be
that was a mistake.
This seems to be the hottest spot of the track as far as drivers go. Whether it's where your mid-entry guys are at, or they're still learning, or somebody's favorite track, or somebody like yourself, you had a bad pit stop, and now you got to battle your way through it. So it's like the battlefield, and it's a very interesting spot. So
No doubt. I was kicking myself in the butt, man. I was like, everyone else was driving away. I was like, I can't believe everyone took tires this early. And then I'm like, at the end, I was like, with the caution with I think 20 or 30 to go, I was like, oh, this is perfect for me.
Yeah, I mean
it was my saving grace for sure.
Yeah, a lot of VVR races go green from start to finish, so that it's a lot of drivers tend to, take the tires when they can. So if it would have went green, you might have found yourself in a different situation. But tonight,
a lap down.
definitely tonight went your way. You got the luck, you got the outside, you got a great start, got yourself a great finish. So 1, welcome back to Iracing. 2, welcome to VVR. 3, welcome to CRN. As we definitely loved watching you get around here tonight and get yourself a victory. And 2, we want to give you a little time for any shout-outs that you may have it at 67.
Yeah, I just gotta thank Tim and Tyler, man. They let me come. Like I said, I messaged Tyler today at 4:30. My buddy Cade told me that they were racing tonight, and he told me about this league, and I was like, well, let me know when they race. And so he let me know today, and can't thank Tyler and Tim enough for letting me come, and you guys for doing the broadcast. I had no idea anything about this league, and it was a lot of fun hanging out with them guys in Discord during the race. It made you laugh, and it was a good time.
It's always a good time with VVR, and like I said, a great addition for you to come out here. Give Dalton Kilrow a run for his money here, as they actually had some complications here tonight, along with Austin and a few of the others. But it's good to have you out here again. Welcome and congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That is your winner here tonight, the 67 of Colin Allman for his debut here. It's a pretty good debut to start off here. I mean, this is not exactly an easy lead to come in here and win. I mean, there's been a lot of parity so far this season. I know we have Dalton Kilrow with 4 wins. We have Robert Kahn with 3. But we had a lot of different winners with just a single win on the season, and now we add another one to the list. This was a good return. I'm happy to be back out here, and I agree with Jimmy. We had, I guess, a little breather because we didn't have the core Xfinity Series on Tuesday nights, but that will be returning next week. And we'll have a full slate of us. So you'll get to hear plenty of us, whether you like it or not, here on CRN. We're going to be here from Sunday through Thursday. But we also have currently right now, if you're looking for a little bit more action here tonight, if we didn't do it for you, you need a little bit more, we get it. Whether it's on our sister channel here, if you want to call it that, we have the Core GT series going on right now with Jack and Alan in the booths. But I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here to us tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, and then hop on over to the Core GT and give them a like and subscribe. Well, at least a like if you already subscribed to us here, but give them a little thumbs up as well before you head on out here. But thank our sponsors here tonight as well: Goldline Guardians, Fort Worth Screen Printing, and Hilton Crafts and Designs. Tim Lee and everybody here at VVR for giving us the opportunity to show you this here on Thursday nights for myself and Jimmy from the Iowa Speedway. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.